Ramaswamy running for Ohio governor. Vivek, what's going on with these people?
Well, look, I think what's going on, Jesse, is in this country, you are seeing the spread of socialism at a scale that we have not seen in a generation. And I think this is really the dividing fork in the road for the future of our country. Do you believe in socialism, or do you believe in free enterprise? Do you believe in capitalism, the best known system to man to lift people up from poverty? That's the question. Now, do we have some housing affordability issues we need to address? Absolutely we do, including in my home state of Ohio. But the way we ought to do it is actually cut the regulations that get in the way of new home construction. That increases supply, brings down cost. Do we have high electric bills and energy costs? Of course we do. The right answer is, how do you do it? You produce more energy. Increase the supply by overcoming the regulations that stop us from getting there. Those are the true answers. But these folks, they're not strictly interested in solutions, Jesse. They're interested in complaining because their primary motivation is not to actually solve the problems of the people they claim to represent. It is to actually to envy and have grievance towards those who have achieved success. And the socialist worldview effectively rejects what the American dream was built on. On the socialist view, they believe that somebody else's success, be it a landlord, be it somebody else, they believe somebody else's success takes away from your ability to succeed. The American dream is built on the idea that somebody else's success makes you more likely to succeed. And I think the choice for us on the Republican side, and I think this is actually what's more important, is do we want to respond to this just by criticizing socialism, but by still apologizing for free enterprise ourselves? Or do we actually want to double down and embrace what made America great the first time, our system of free enterprise and our system of the rule of law? I think that's the way forward. And if we offer that alternative vision, that's what I'm going to do in Ohio, I'm confident that we can actually bring a lot of these people who are turning to socialism because they're disaffected, to actually bring them along by giving them a better life, which is what most ordinary voters actually want, unlike this new Democrat socialist elite that's imposing these views on the electorate.
I don't know if they want a better life. I think they want violence. They say they want violence. How do you counteract that?
Yeah, so I would draw a distinction here, Jesse, between the activist class, the loudest voices in the room, the squeaky wheel that seeks the grease, versus ordinary citizens who are in pursuit of a better life, but are turning to this because they're falling for the propaganda. So for that fringe activist group, I think we have to call out their moral incorrectness for what it is and draw a hard line and say that we in the United States of America are not built on grievance. We're not built on penalizing success, and you are un-American at your core if that's what you're preaching. But to the rest, I think we have actual solutions to deliver. Look at the Trump accounts saying that every person in this country, every kid born in the country, has a stake in the future of the economic success of equity markets. Look at the energy policies, including under the Trump administration, producing more energy, oil, gas, and now nuclear energy in our country at a pace we have not seen in history. Eventually, electricity and power are going to be free in this country if we continue on that track, not because of a socialist solution, but because it becomes so cheap because we've actually used our natural gifts. That's our way forward, Jesse. And I think that we have room to continue to do better on our side, to actually show how our solutions, not by hiding from capitalism, not by apologizing for it, which some are, I think, tempted to do, but by doubling down on the system of free enterprise that got us to where we are. And on this year, I mean, this is still the 250th anniversary of the birth of the greatest nation ever known to the history of mankind. I think we can, in the midst of struggling times for many, still find a moment for gratitude to say that we are still born in the wealthiest nation at the most prosperous moment in history. Let's double down on what got us here rather than actually tossing it out altogether. I think most voters are going to be with us, and that's certainly what I'm doing here in Ohio.
That's certainly well said, and I funded my 4 children's Trump accounts this afternoon, and I think everybody should. First, you have to move out of your parents' house, get married, and have kids. Maybe they could take those steps first. That would help things. Vivek, great to see you as always. Good luck in Ohio. Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.